This conference will now be recorded.
I'm Wayne Mitchell. I have the privilege of being President and CEO of the Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce. But more importantly, I'm pleased to introduce the gentleman that actually provides the leadership for this organization for the purpose of saying hello. Would you please welcome me, the Chairman of the Board of the Chamber of Commerce, Dr. Todd A. Brown.
Like I said, I'm Todd Brown, I'm Chair of the Board this year, and I want to welcome you all to this exciting meeting. And we learn about the direct connect and what progress is today and how it's going to go in the future. And we know it's going to be a great thing for Nacogdoches, but it might impact a few businesses in the meantime. So we want to know all about that. So we look forward to hearing from you, and thank you for coming. So Wayne, you want to introduce our guests?
Yes, I will. Thank you, Dr. Brown. First of all, I'd also like to acknowledge the fact that we have several members of the media here that have joined us here today, and we certainly appreciate your attention as well. We're going to pass around a sign-up sheet for everybody so that if we have future meetings or future needs necessary, we can contact you and let you know for additional updates. So if you would take a moment, just sign it and let us know the company or the organization you represent here today. I'm pleased to introduce the project manager for this $86 million Highway US 59 Highway I-69 Nacogdoches Direct Connect project. He's a new friend of mine. He manages the daily activities of construction, inspection, and testing team, and all the construction-related activities. And as you can see, there's an enormous. I don't know how people can keep up with it, keep up with the many different aspects of it. I'm going to confess to you, I can't even put together a desk. That's how limited I am. But so I'm always amazed at these folks that have these talents. Cleo Blanton III is a practicing engineer with the Texas Department of Transportation. He serves as TxDOT's first line of defense against utility conflicts, access management, construction, and plant disciplinaries, and traffic control setups. So without any further, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Cleo Blanton. Good morning, Cleo.
Thank you, Mr. Mitchell. As you mentioned, my name is Cleopha Blanton III, and I'm the project manager of this project. So y'all have complaints and stuff, y'all can call me. So, yeah, but I'd like to thank all y'all for coming to this meeting today. Just to give y'all an idea of some updates of exactly what's going on, what you can expect over this next 6 to 8 months. So that's the purpose of this meeting, and hopefully y'all get exactly what the intent of the meeting once I'm done. So I like to get my this is basically what the meeting's going. I know I'm right before lunch, so it's kind of a tough meeting anyway. So everybody's kind of angry. But anyway, this is basically what I'm going to go over. I'm going to have a safety moment, construction status, construction schedule update, upcoming traffic impacts and closures, and project overview and summary. And then I'm going to have questions, comments, and complaints, whatever you want to do. So, but I'd like to start off with our safety moment. TxDOT goal is any fatalities on our roadways by 2050. The Texas Transportation Commission has set a goal to cut fatalities in half by 2035. TxDOT focuses on safety, engineering, education, and enforcement efforts. With the upcoming holidays, I'd like to remind everybody, talk to your family members, nephews, son-in-laws. Let's not drink and drive, being under the influence of any drugs or alcohol on our roadways. And by all means, wear your safety belt. It saves lives. So, going on into the project. A picture is worth 1,000 words, but a video is worth 1,000,000 in my opinion. So I'd like to start off with a video of basically where we are in the project to date. I'd like to thank Mr. Jason Rihanna if he's listening, or these flyovers are incredible. So let me go ahead, further ado. this video rolling. Oh. Uh-oh. I forgot to do the password on the internet.
Well, we got Eduardo here. Eduardo can help us.
Eduardo.
You actually have to use the Hilton Honors meeting,
Okay, all right.
and then once you connect, you should pop up the page.
It was something I was forgetting before this meeting. Probably the internet.
Then scroll down, and at the bottom, there's an option that says I have a promotional code, and capital M, and it'll be management 2021.
2021?
Yeah, it's
Management 2021.
Management.
This capital M. 2021.
Eduardo, nobody else is copying that. It's a hard password.
So I should be. I'm sorry about this. I forgot about that. Need that.
Checkers game with Brandon's son and Brandon's dad. This is the kitchen.
Go ahead. There we go. So. I can tell this is essentially where we are in the project. November 2nd. No, this is on the south starting grass median and heading north. Oh, yes, sir. Over here, you'll notice this is the northbound Peter Road. Fourth business on the main lane here. A little scratchy there. What's going on with the first phase of the project? It's all done from the behind the scenes. It looks like people were speeding out there.
Maybe fast forward.
Of course, everything ties into Highway 7 there. And again, thank Mr. Jason Brianna for doing this file. They're incredible. All right. All right, so today we're actually in phase, to keep things kind of simple there, we're in phase 2.5 of 4. Today we have 40% of the bridge elements in place. The contractor, well, I have something happened there, but oh well. The contractor has been real creative in finding ways to expedite the project, putting bridge elements in, because oddly enough, this project, a third of the the lane miles on it is for bridges. So we have to get those things in place to expedite the project. So we have 50% of the earthwork in. You only see off-road vehicles traveling all over the place here. So we have that in. 90% of the city utilities are in, and overall we're at 55% on our project. So, all right, this is basically a schedule update to kind of simplify things, and we're anticipating finishing up all the drainage earthwork, city utilities by spring of 22. Of course, all the bridge elements and stuff like that. We should have that in by winter 22, and expected completion is summer 2023. So, of course, you know, things may change with weather events, hurricanes, you know, that may get pushed back a little bit, but just so you know, I mean, that's expected. That's today, that's what the contractor submitted on the schedule update. So. All right, probably everybody's interested in the up and coming closures. Old Upton Road, we've been closing that pretty often. I've calculated probably it'd be maybe 4 to 5 more closures on the Old Upton Road, temporary short-term closures. Monday, we hung the beams over Old Upton Road on the southbound side. So, of course, we got to get the northbound beams in, you know, bridge deck, panels, all that stuff. So, up and coming, our egress at Loop 2 it's expected to be closed next Monday, starting. Of course, we're going to open it up on Wednesday. So, East Mockingbird will be down to 1 lane, same days. And the one that everybody's interested in, the bridge placement over Business 59. So what we're going to do is kind of give the traffic an opportunity to get used to the traffic switch and swaps. And so we're starting Tuesday night. We're going to hang 7 beams over the southbound side of 59. So then the contractor's going to take a Thanksgiving break and of course come back the next week and continue the operation. So we're anticipating 4 nights to hang all the beams over 59 there. Of course, we'll be coming back and start laying the other bridge elements, the panels, the decks, the overhangs, and of course all that's night work. Everything in the middle of 59 is night work. I know we have a lot of business owners here. I'll show you the traffic control plan. Your eyes may cross, but I'll be willing to show it to you. All the work that we're going to do associated with 59, like I say, is going to be done at night. So the one thing that's going to move everything around, once we get all the northbound 59 traffic in the northbound frontage roads, y'all might have noticed that I'm pointing out the northbound frontage roads on the video. But once we do that, we'll be able to open up Spradley, the Spradley crossover. I get a lot of calls about the Spradley crossover. So we'll have an opportunity to go ahead and open that up once that's all complete. So let's see. I'd like to show you just for a moment traffic control plan at Blanton. Pretty interesting.
When you say night work, when does the night begin for you guys?
It normally begins around 8 o'clock. So 6 in the morning. Yes, sir. This is so your eyes are on across. So this is for the work on the northbound lanes. So so essentially, we're going to take all the northbound traffic there. The northbound traffic, this is heading north on 59. We're going to essentially take all that northbound traffic and funnel it into one lane. This is all night work. Keep in mind, it's all night work. So it sounds a little weird, but yeah, we're going to do that. Everything should go smoothly. We've implemented a few things in there to make the traffic setups, and the configuration that you see today is what is going to go back during the daytime hours. So just so y'all know. And we took into consideration all the adjacent distances in there. So you're going to have access during the night. So just bear with us. It's only going to be 4 days. So you're going to have access to your businesses during the night.
So it's going to go to the 23rd and it's start on the 29th and 30th?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And this is essentially the Business 59 for the southbound. So y'all may see this configuration out there now. Yesterday we had a little backup. Might have seen that. We were actually striping, and we were. What we had to do is shove this barrier over to allow for the contractor a little more working room in your train operations. So essentially, we're going to leave all this intact, and during the daytime hours, it's just going to be free flowing through there. So it shouldn't anything be different as we know it today. So. Okay. All right. The overall goal of this project is to improve safety and provide continuous stop-free conditions for large truck freight and improve traffic and hurricane evacuation. So, and our goal is to provide a sustainable pavement structure that will last for years to come, and of course maintain safe access to all businesses and residents. So that's one of my main goals. And at the end of this meeting, all of y'all can get my card. Y'all can call me Monday through Saturday. Sunday a little shaky, but Monday through Saturday, y'all can call me. I'm responsive, and if any issues that y'all run into, call me. Give me a call. Access issues, complaints, I accept them all. So, one other video I want to show y'all. This is pretty interesting. This is the final product. This is a rendered version, and it brings kind of everything together. I know it's a little confusing. This is a great video that explains everything. And again, we're starting at the south end. So you have your northbound feeder roads. That's the one I was talking about. That's pretty important getting that in place. Well, the very next phase, we're going to get all the northbound traffic on that feeder road. It's a little confusing, Spradley, but this is the Spradley flyover here, so we'll clarity to that. Of course, we're getting back on the northbound or main lane here. Tie in there. Of course, this is the loop traffic here. To our graded exit ramp or entrance ramp. Back on 59. All ties in the set. Just to add a little clarity. It gets a little hairy out there if you just kind of look at things. So, And that's going to be the end of, oh. This is going to be the question and comments section of my presentation. Y'all have anything to add or concerns about what's going on?
Let me just ask this, Mr. Blanton. One of the things that, occurred to me again, traversing this area here is the necessity for signage.
Yes, sir.
And at what point do you begin the process of
Business signs?
business signage?
Right at the
for
beginning.
folks?
Right at the beginning of the project, essentially on the southbound side.
It is, okay.
Yes, sir. We will have exit here for Sonic or Hampton. So so all those signs will be in place. So you essentially have to exit to go to y'all's businesses. So everybody's going to be aware that we're going to have signage. So for all businesses.
You know when they want to open it, turn one spot?
As soon as we get the northbound traffic on the feeder road, we're going to open that crossover. Yes, sir. That's it. I've been getting a lot of complaints about that, but it was really a safety issue. We didn't have any storage between our detour route and the southbound traffic, and I didn't want to lose anybody in that situation. So that's essentially why it's closed now. So.
Will there be any traffic lights or intersections at any of those crossovers down at I-69?
That's further on in the project. We will be exiting all the 59 northbound and southbound onto those off ramps, and essentially we're going to have stop signs set. So this meeting was more of a 6 to 8 month projection of what y'all can expect. But yeah, that's coming later on in the phase. Yes, ma'am.
Will that element be a city function or will that be a state function in terms of, we're pleased to have with us too the city engineer today, Steve Bartlett. Steve, do you have anything to add at all?
No, I think it's really all a state project. So,
It's
all safe. Yes, sir.
city has no red lines. You got red all.
No.
City maintains no red lines.
Yeah.
Without having a place.
When you're laying in that bridge and you close that, I guess it's the old business 59 road.
Yes,
going into Nacogdoches. Are employees that are going to be working over there, what time are they going to, when's the last minute they can leave? Because they won't have access, once you close that, they won't have access to the
Remind me what you.
summer driving.
Oh, sorry. Yes, sir. Well, they'll be able, because we're going to have barrels in that situation. We're not going to have barrier in there. And we created a slide. In fact, we did a revised TCD not too long ago to accommodate that situation where your employees can just take out and they're going to have to go up to the red light and that U-turn will still be functional at the red light.
There will be a little way for customers to get through there at 8 o'clock, right?
Yes, sir. Actually, yes, sir. Well, you can go up to essentially the Burger King turnaround.
Turn in there.
No, turn it tight. You can make the U-turn there. So you'll have.
That still be accessible.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. We're not meant to be any of those crossovers for that reason. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah.
I mean, the Burger King, the turn around.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, well.
You said it was big.
I've been guilty of that myself, so. Any other questions?
There is online. There is online.
There is online,
There
County's
is.
got some from folks online.
One of the businesses on the loop is asking, what's the future look like for Northwest Stallings Drive from 21 to or past the Expo Center? When will the businesses be contacted?
That particular area is not even, to my knowledge, on the 10-year plan. So I have my assistant area engineer. He may want to chime in on that, but if you don't know it's on the 10, yeah. The only thing that I know of that's on the 10-year plan is we're going to do another interchange there at 259 and 59. That's the only one I know of that's in the plan.
Nobody done a count, but how many businesses are impacted by this construction?
I haven't done a count either, but I would say the OYO, two OYOs. Sorry.
We are El Ghetto,
Okay, yeah, right,
Car Doctor.
yeah,
Extreme Body Shop,
yeah.
Equal Carpools.
Well, I guess the only impact that y'all experiencing is traffic being able to turn into y'all's driveway. You don't have a U-turn.
Or to get off from my business.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, all that stuff will get better once we open up the northbound frontage road. Well, we can remove that barrier. So, so once that's done, you know, you'll have access over there. So, yes.
Is there any truth to the rumor that there might be a clover leaf at 21?
I haven't heard of that. If you write your name and number down, I'll ask and I'll get back with you. But I hadn't heard either. Normally, we try to steer away from clover leaves. In my 6 years of experience at TxDOT, we try to steer away from those. They're not really great. So I don't know anything better.
Is there any place to get information on the route that I-69 will take after it leaves Nacogdoches?
Well, that's kind of a loaded question. Nobody really knows
We've already said it.
where exactly it's going. I assume they'll take the footprint of 59, you know, and then bypass the areas there, Timpson, Garrison, and stuff like that. But,
We have a I-69 coordinator.
okay. Yeah. Jennifer Adams, you can contact her. She would certainly know what's going on with that. So.
And if you haven't visited the Lufkin TxDOT site, it has a wealth of information that you can get into. And her name is Jennifer Adams. She's the I-69 coordinator, so that is a name for us to become familiar with. Those of us that are looking a little beyond this impacted area here. Any other questions?
Just to confirm the closures for when you do the overpass, during the daytime hours, it's gonna look just like it does.
Just like it does now.
My sweet little 80-year-old mother will be driving up next week.
Okay. We'll take care of it. Yes, sir.
I'd say as much as you can keep old Lufkin open.
Yes.
If you shut old Lufkin down, there's your problem.
Yes, sir. It certainly is, and we realize that, and I've got calls about that. And in fact, it should be open now. So, yeah. So the very next closure we're going to do on the old Lufkin, I think we've got some temporary pavement in there to install along the feeder ramp there. And of course, we're going to have to close the exit then. So it's very few situations where the entrance and the exit is going to be closed at old Lufkin. So,
One of the guys, yes, one of the contractors,
oh yeah.
it's on the Nacogdoches talk.
Yeah.
Let's be okay, we're fixing up, open old Lufkin Road, doing this.
Yeah.
He's been pretty informative.
Yeah, that's our contractor PIO there, and he's been pretty good with that. Most of the time it's correct. Most of the time. Yes, sir.
I think I heard you say that the section past Highway 7 or 21 is still not in the 10-year plan.
No, sir, it's not. A lot of acquisitions in that area, so.
But you think that's eventually going to happen?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're going to have to do some feeder roads in there to make it to interstate standards for sure.
And Cleo, isn't it fair to say, and my experience with other DOTs, it's fair to say that those things can be accelerated pretty quickly if the funds become available.
Absolutely.
So even though it's not currently in the 10-year plan, I've seen those things pop up in a 3-year plan.
Oh yeah.
when the funding became available, and it's all contingent on that.
Yes, sir. In fact, we've got a racking and stacking program down there in Lufkin now. You know, when money comes available, we have plans ready to go on problem areas that we have around in our district. So, I mean, so yeah, as soon as the funding becomes available. Yeah.
So,
sir.
When is the traffic gonna go into the feeder road? About what time, roughly?
It should be in March 2022. We should be swapping, because right now we're working on the tie-in on the south end. You might notice that, you know, we're extending culverts and, you know, we had a milling job there, milled out for the tie-in. So once that's in, we're connected to the existing 59 beyond Spradley. We'll put traffic over there.
Is that when you're gonna adjust the timing on the lights at the loop?
Well, no, the timing on the light at the loop is pretty, we really can't adjust that time until we have the main lane traffic off the road. So it's pretty impossible to change that at this point. We have a tremendous amount of traffic coming northbound. Yes, sir. But, you know.
Once you get that northbound traffic on the feeder roads, then you can change.
Well, it doesn't go beyond it. I mean, that light, so I mean, everyone's still gonna run into the light there. Yes, sir.
I live in Mockingbird Lane.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And do you know when they want to open
That crossover is extremely dangerous. I'm responsible for closing that crossover because we had some near misses there. So yeah, I know a bunch of day, I know. But I mean, there's a safer way. You can exit 7, turn around. You know, the funny thing about, you know, this side of when, you know, when safety goes up, convenience goes down. I mean, once safety and convenience balance out, it's called a successful TxDOT project. So, yeah, it's just for your safety, it's going to be closed pretty much the entire job. So,
Which is that? Which one?
this is the Mockingbird crossover
Before Highway 7?
before Highway 7 there. And it's a real narrow storage area, and it doesn't have much storage at all. So, yeah, in the best interest of everybody, especially when we start contract or concentrating the flows in there with the traffic. We had some lane closures here a couple weeks ago, so it really,
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah. Everybody remembers that. So.
Contractor coming in Highway 7 to Mockingbird, and the lanes change.
Oh, yeah.
The meter road, we have to turn around. Getting straight.
Yes, sir.
My house is in Perry Farm.
Oh, okay, okay.
To go from the person all the way up.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Any other questions for Mr. Blanton?
Has the project impacted in any way by the supply problems?
Yes, ma'am, we are having some supply issues. Of course, COVID, you know, impacted a lot of things out there. I mean, but we were pretty much resilient. I mean, we've stayed on the schedule, and we've endured a lot over, certainly the last couple of years. Yeah.
As far as your materials?
Materials, yeah, we hadn't had any major issues, but I have heard some things about the PVC and some of the PVC pipes and stuff like that being hard to find and get. So, but nothing major as of yet. So.
We have one more on I think this is the traffic light question. Is there any way to adjust the traffic light timing when traffic on 59 northbound backs up to past city limits?
Well, you can give me a call and I can go out there and work the light. So I've been known to do that. So if that's the case, if you know, when people call me and it gets past the sawmill, that's when I start getting kind of nervous, and I'll go out there and, you know, mess with the light and, you know, increase the timing. So
thank you.
That's certainly an option. Well, there's really, You know, the southbound traffic normally just backs up when somebody stops there at that, so you can blame it on the guy who stops there at the intersection there. So that's normally what happens. So. Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. No, no.
I would say put some signage, like, direct trucks to go 69.
That's something we've entertained, actually. If it gets to the point. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We certainly entertain that. It hadn't got as bad, you know, as we were anticipating, but if it gets worse. Yeah, yes, sir. It is. And those truckers are real smart. I mean, once they go through something and get delayed, they'll take alternate routes. So, in fact, I see, you know, the traffic is kind of decreased now. We've been putting these traffic swaps and things. I kind of didn't notice it. It's not as much traffic. It's minute, but
I like it.
yeah. Yesterday was pretty bad. It was back to the golf course yesterday.
The chamber actually did that to increase the turnout.
And works well for business owners. I mean, get in, stop in the sun, drink, and,
You get a lot of more complaints than praise, but good job on that U-turn.
Oh,
down by the golf course.
thank
Is
you.
that gonna be permanent?
Yes, sir.
Everything's done?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
know those downhill roads have.
Yes, sir. That was one of the things that we encourage people to use that.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Even with cars.
yeah, it's a very safe, access. U-turns.
They need a little bit more sign. How to turn, because a lot of people they use time.
Yeah.
Do you want to turn?
It's better. I can't say that.
When you get to the process, to the point of process where you start determining signs, would it be helpful if you had input from the business owners in terms of their needs, or do you folks?
Certainly, we've already got that stuff kind of predetermined. So, I mean, if anything after the fact, certainly y'all can have some input on it. So, I mean, any signs that we need to add or take away, or.
So rumors that there's a possible turning lane southbound into the sign and so forth. For the track barriers now, I know there used to be a turn lane.
Yeah, I mean, I would envision once we get all the main lane traffic off the road, you know, maybe TxDOT would entertain, you know, maybe open those crossovers back up. But that's, you know, something I just can't say, confidently, but certainly, that seems like a viable option. So.
I heard you say, I was thinking potentially you were saying 10-year plan, and really, whatever gonna happen, where are we in the 10-year plan now? As far as, sign? Yeah, time. Like we're 7 years into that 10-year plan, or what?
Well, the 10-year plan, every year it moves, so. It starts.
Look at it this way.
Okay.
You knew you had to build a building on the blue across from where the John Deere place is now. How much setback would you allow?
As far as possible.
No way to know.
As far as possible. No real way to know, but just assume that you're going to get some feeder roads in there and possibly go as far as you can. So I know it's kind of broad, but.
No. And the lady actually, sent me a schematic. Looked at it a few times. I understand it may take a little more right away. I get it. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out how far.
Where the sweet spot is, yeah. I would just say as far as possible. Nobody really knows, because, I mean, there's curves of horizontal, vertical curves that we're going to have to adjust in there. And so, I mean, nobody really knows how much right away we're going to have to acquire in there. So, but I would just say go back as far as possible. Hopefully that helps.
Any other questions, Mr. Blanton?
Our online attendee just wanted a little more clarification on who monitors the traffic backups, TxDOT, city, or DPS?
That's gonna be TxDOT.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, Mr. Blanton, I want to thank you, first of all, for your willingness to come here. We really appreciate it. I also want to acknowledge Eduardo Martinez in the back and Hampton Inn Suites for hosting us here today. Really appreciate that. If this is helpful, we can do it on a periodic basis. We don't abuse the privilege. Would it be helpful maybe every 6 months that we kind of reconvene and kind of get a sense of, if that works out, then we'll work with our friends from NEDCO and the city and others and see if we can make that happen and hopefully keep you folks informed. The really good news for me coming out of here is the amount of work you're going to do tonight in terms of placing the beams. And I think that's a really good, good news for a lot of businesses, because I think there were a lot of concerns about major disruptions during the day. So that's good news. Any final comments, sir?
No, I just thank everybody for coming, and like I say, I have some cards somewhere, so maybe but I'll get y'all cards. My cell phone number is on there. If y'all have any issues, call me and give me a call. I'll do my best to resolve them.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. And thank all you folks for taking time to join us here today. And let us know if you have any questions or feedback. And we'll do our best to keep you folks informed in terms of what we're hearing in our collaboration with TxDOT. Thank you.
Thank you.